moment I said to myself, I want to be on stage for the Super Bowl one day in front of my mom. And I worked my to get that position, and it was ripped away from me.
Jay-Z got disrespected like toward the twilight of his career by Wayne and Drake. He always wanted to stick it to those motherfuckers. And the best way he two birds one stone puts Kendrick to perform in Wayne City while he's probably gonna perform the biggest song in the world, Not Like Us, like 30 times at the Super Bowl.
A reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing the Super Bowl. There's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's that? Who's Lil Wayne artist? Drake.
Wayne was damn near saying he was Rockefeller, and then it just went left.
The truth is, after I had a meeting with Wayne, I felt it was only right to call him. I called them out of respect, like, yo, I was talking to Wayne, just letting you know, boom, boom, boom. So after that, I think we received a letter at our office for like torturous interference.
Lil Wayne just sent a serious message to Jay-Z after Kendrick threw shots at Drake during the Super Bowl halftime show. As you all know, Kendrick delivered a performance of Not Like Us that was aimed directly at Drake. But the controversy didn't stop there. It also raised eyebrows about Jay-Z's role in the whole situation. Fans quickly weighed in, with some even speculating this was Jay's way of settling old scores with Weezy. And now it turns out Wayne feels the same. Weezy was already feeling some type of way about being left out of performing in his own hometown, and seeing Kendrick troll Drake in front of millions apparently got him fumey. By the way, Lil Wayne took to the stage this past weekend to perform some of his classic tracks for the 50th anniversary of SNL, and his performance sparked a whole new debate online about whether he should have performed at the Super Bowl instead of Kendrick. So is Weezy still salty about being snubbed for the Super Bowl? And does he really blame Jay-Z for being left out? Let's break this down.
Think about this for a second. Lil Wayne, headline Super Bowl in New Orleans. How badly do you want to hear those words?
Just as bad as I would want to see my name at the top of that list when I was that whatever age it was, and I would bust into the office and get that Billboard magazine.
Lil Wayne's performance during Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary celebration last weekend reignited that whole conversation about why Weezy wasn't picked for the Super Bowl halftime show. And a lot of fans are now saying it was a mistake to pick Kendrick over Wayne. So in case you missed it, Lil Wayne hit the stage with the Roots for the SNL anniversary, and he performed some of his icon IC hits like Lollipop 6, 17, A Milli, and fans wasted no time flooding social media, calling out the NFL for missing the mark, and saying that Wayne should have been the one headlining this year's Super Bowl halftime show. One fan said Lil Wayne not performing at the Super Bowl was a crime, and someone else added the energy, the breath control. Say Wayne couldn't headline the Super Bowl. Now Kendrick definitely made history with his halftime show, and he pulled in over 133 million viewers, making it the most watched half performance in history. But while Kendrick's numbers were impressive, the performance itself wasn't exactly what some fans were expecting. A lot of viewers felt like the whole thing was lackluster, and they were saying that if it wasn't for Kendrick's Not Like Us segment, the show would have been a snooze fest. And get this, the NFL actually sent a letter of apology to Lil Wayne, and the staffer later admitted that a mistake was made while choosing the headliners for the halftime show. One NFL employee told The Sun a mistake was made, and would have been the first option, as he is from New Orleans, and we know that there was a clear motivation for him and his side to do a unique show in his town. The NFL insider went on to say that Lil Wayne was the obvious choice, and the choice made wasn't the best one at all. We regret not pushing for him as much as we should have, the insider added. But that's not all. Reports are now starting to surface that the real reason Wayne was snubbed for the Super Bowl halftime show might be Ye's himself. Apparently, Jay pressured the NFL to choose Kendrick O'Berry for the performance, keeping his hands in the mix as usual. And now sources close to Wayne are saying he believes Jay is still holding a grudge over their past issue. And by the way, this isn't even the first time Jay-Z has been accused of using his influence with the NFL to spite old rivals. Remember how 50 Cent previously revealed that Jay tried to block him from performing at the 2022 Super Bowl with Dre, and he was only allowed to perform because Eminem stepped in and gave them an ultimatum. But even then, 50 still wasn't allowed to be in the Super Bowl aided.
In the ad,
Right.
Because of look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
Now, going back to Wayne, when it was first announced that Kendrick would be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show this year, one of the first to call out Jay-Z was none other than Nicki Minaj, and she publicly accused Jay of punishing Wayne because of their past beef. Nicki wrote on X denying a young black man would he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego, your hatred for Birdman. Drake and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne the GOAT. Nola was good. Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out a white man. It's sad. Meanwhile, some other people in the industry also started speculating that Jay-Z snubbed Wayne on purpose. Moss and Cameron even threw some shade at Jay on their podcast,
Cameron even threw some shade at Jay on their podcast, claiming that Hov was using Kendrick to settle old scores with Wayne and Birdman.
Listen, I love Kendrick Lamar. I love the pop-up. I think he's one of the top artists of this generation, period. Hate the selection. It's in New Orleans. You don't get Lil Wayne. That's what we doing?
Yeah.
Listen, you don't get Lil Wayne in New Orleans for the
Hot
Super Bowl.
Boys.
Not just Hot Boys, Cash Money, all the songs Lil Wayne's done, whether it's Blink 182, there's no reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing the Super Bowl. It's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's that? Who's Lil Wayne artist? Drake.
Yeah,
this is
hating at this age is crazy.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. It's ridiculous. Like Mike, this some hip hop. You probably don't know what's going on. To be totally honest with you, so we'll school you behind the scenes. Lil Wayne not to be performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl is egregious. And it gotta stop. It gotta stop. Mike, we'll tell you what's going on later. It gotta stop, bro. It gotta stop, man.
Yeah, and I'm doubling down on that. Hating at this age is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
I love Lil Wayne.
It's wild, bro.
Man. I work with Lil Wayne. I love him. Great dude. Great dude.
And this has nothing towards Kendrick. If anybody deserved it, Kendrick deserved it. But there's some backstory going on.
Yeah.
Why Lil Wayne is not performing the Super Bowl.
All
right.
Good points.
Right. I can dig it.
Yeah, that's sad. That's so sad. Yeah, like really sad. Like, come on.
For real, bro.
You're that insecure, man. Like, come on.
It's crazy.
And then DJ Academics also joined the chat, and he alleged that Jay-Z is still bitter about Drake's dissing him on his 2015 track Charged Up. Academics wrote on X, Jay-Z and Rock Nation, responsible for curating the Super Bowl halftime show, remember that. And then Academics later shared a post on IG saying Jay-Z set up the play Drake Jay ain't forget about that charged up verse. He the higher ups now. As for Wayne, we all remember how he dissed Jay-Z on I'm Good, calling him the port and threatening to take him out. And he even threw in that wild line about wanting to kid that Beyonce. And while Jay-Z has been repeatedly bragging about being the best rapper alive, Wayne claimed that title for himself on the Carter Child track Soldier, which apparently rubbed Jay the wrong way. And it's top it off that same year, Wayne dropped the Carter 2, which included a track called Best Rapper Alive. And while Jay had already announced his retirement by that point, he quickly changed his mind and clapped back on Kingdom Come, calling himself hip-hop's savior on the title track. And of course, Wayne felt some type of way about this telling complex in 2006. I'm better than him. I'm 24 years old. I'm 13 years deep with 5 albums and 10 million records sold. I don't like what he's saying about how he had to come back because hip-hop's dead and we need him. What the F do you mean? If anything, thing is reborn. So he's probably having a problem with that, saying, yo, this is Jay's house. He's the best, now he comes back, and still thinks it's his house. It's not your house anymore. And I'm better than you, Wayne later doubled down on these comments. And he also claimed that Jay-Z was just bitter about his success, because Def Jam didn't sign him when they had a chance. Weezy told Hot 97 FM, "I want people to just look at it like that dude who came out of college that was supposed to get drafted by the #1 team, which was Rockefeller. Def Jam, they passed on me. And now I'm with a good team and the good coach. And of course, on every interview, I'm going to cut down the team that didn't pick me." Now, Jay-Z initially stayed silent on Wayne's calling him out. But then watch what you say of T.I.'s T-verse, "Best just to stay hater-free. Still watch what you say to me. Sooner or later, I'll take you up on your offering, put you all in your place, like I'm replacing your father. You're talking to the author, the architect of the blueprint. My DNA is in your music, Emperor. Watch what you say to me." And while there was a period between 2007 and 2009, when it seemed like Jay and Weezy had buried the hatchet, the tension was always there. And even when Jay was given props to Wayne in interviews, it always felt backhanded, and not really genuine. For instance, Jay told Vibe magazine in 2008, "He first approached me as a fan when he felt like he was close enough. He was like, maybe I can take his head off, which is natural. I think he really is a fan of mine. I think he really loves the is that I've done. But as a person, as a competitor, that's only natural. There was a time when Kobe was like, I think I can take Mike. I admire that in a way the public has him in line next. And for me to say he's not in line next would be foolish. That's what the public says. So why not? But just." When it seemed like the drama was over, Birdman jumped in to stir the pot, telling Tropical TV in 2009, "I don't think Jay-Z is the #1 MC in no kind of way. Wayne's the best, he do the most, and he makes the most money. I don't think no man in the business make more money than us. How can you be the best if you don't make the most money and you don't do the most lyrically? Come on, man, be for real. Can't nobody F with Wayne. If you #1 and you ain't getting no money, it don't mean nothing." That's when the drama escalated again, and Jay fired back on the track. The first leak from his joint album with Kanye, Watch the Throne. Responding directly to Birdman, JWPS, "I'm like, really half a billy? Really, you got baby money? Keep it real with them. They ain't got my lady money." And of course, Birdman couldn't let this slide. So he clapped back on social media, saying, "We going to keep spending baby money, billionaire minds. Stay tuned." Birdman also later took shots at Jay and Kanye, seemingly accusing them of stealing the idea for Watch the Throne from Wayne and Drake. His older versus younger baby said, "I listened to a few songs, and it feels like an older feel to me. I think with Drake and Wayne, the young cats, you got 23 and 28. Then you got Jay-Z and them who are older and really on their way out the game. Then you got Wayne and Drake and them who are be home." I asked her what she wanted to watch. She said surely not the throne. But despite all this back and forth, the tension between Jay and Wayne never really is escalated into something more serious, and the two have kept a respectful distance for years. But fast forward to this Super Bowl situation, and now it seems like all that old drama is bubbling up again. Insiders close to Weezy are saying that Wayne is convinced Jay-Z pushed for Kendrick to headline the halftime show as a way to throw some shade at him and his camp, especially with Kendrick taking shots at Drake during his performance. But some fans are saying that this is a massive reach because we all know Jay-Z cares about profit over everything. And since Kendrick was coming off the biggest rap record of the year, it makes sense from a business perspective that they picked him for the halftime show. But what's your take on all this? Do you believe Jay-Z really used the Super Bowl to settle old scores with Wayne and Birdman? Or are people just reaching with this theory? And would Lil Wayne have been a better pick for the halftime show over Kendrick? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next video.